Hi, this is Anoli. I'm owner of the company called Peonies by Anoli. I'm an event stylist and a fashion designer by education. Peonies is my, product of love because I never thought I'll be doing this. Because when I started out, I didn't know event styling existed. So it's completely something, the happiest stumbling upon that has happened for me. And I love every day because with every day and every event, there's a different challenge and a different feeling of accomplishment attached to it. And it's the best thing that I love. It's creative. There are so many trends that just keeps on, swiping in our phone that we see. So people come with us with a lot of different stands of trends and images together. So we don't want the wedding to look like a khichdi. So that is when our expertise comes in. I'm an old school person, so I love timeless designs. So I try to inculcate those trends while keeping the, sanctity of those traditional Indian designs and yet making it look aesthetic. The most important thing with color palettes is that it should reflect the personal style of the client that is coming to me. So I kind of try and cater to their needs. I try and cater to the idea of what they want to, what vibe they want to create. When it comes to color palettes, the most important thing to do is balancing it out. When we see a lot of pop colors, it needs to be balanced with a certain level of monochromaticness. When we see pastels, it doesn't need to be an array of pastel colors. It can just be 2 or 3 colors that can just go very well together. Sometimes less is more and sometimes more is also not more. So I think balancing is the key. That's the most important element in deciding the color palette. Our designs would rather have jali cards. There are so many unconventional ideas that come into weddings, like we're using bamboos, we're using terracotta. They're all, installed in a way that it creates shadows, it creates something or the other. I think it's the photographer who finds the perfect eye, and just, something that is not planned also looks like it's planned when it comes in photography. So I think I'll give it to the photographers in that one. Photography has also become a very important part of planning the decor because every couple is looking for a beautiful photo shoot before and after the wedding or whatever. So there's always that element of creating depth without having a lot of clutter in it. So we try to incorporate those designs while giving experiential designs in passages. We create little foyers. There are little corners where, they can have their space of their own, which is also part of the wedding, but yet it's secluded. So they can steal that little moments in their wedding and just have a beautiful photographic experience along with the memories. Lighting is one of the most important part when it comes to giving that perfect ambience. Me as a person always aims to not give that cricket stadium or a stadium kind of an ambience to all my clients or the guests arriving. So we always put in a lot of effort while we are planning the lighting. That, right now the biggest hack that we do in mandaps is, we put in butter paper in front of halogens. So, there's a sense of diffused lighting. At the same time, you have that face light. So all of those little details really helps in creating the ambience. As designers, we constantly try and bring in new concepts that people have not imagined as decor. But I think the biggest hit so far that I've seen is where we did a Pichwai themed wedding, where the entire backdrop was a beautiful graphical installation of the ancient Pichwais, which was a super hit. Like, we would have clients come up with those photos and say, can we do the same thing? I'm like, no, let's do something else. So, I think that was one of the biggest hits. And like I said, we have 100 of new themes that come on to project from client to client. So I consider every theme as a hit, but I think the Pichwai was quite a hot seller. I think that's my most favorite element. Playing with textures and patterns, I would say, is our USP. Like, I really take a lot of pride when I say that I've studied fashion design. I have my heart and soul to my textiles, patterns, prints, and all of those graphical play that I can do in wedding designs. So I think it's the best thing that has happened to the wedding industry, that people have started including that, giving it so much importance. And it's the most underplayed character. Like, it will bring so much element of design. It will have a storyline. Like, a piece of clothing or a print can say so much without doing anything. Like, it's a piece, it's a textile, it's just a chadar, but it will have so much character that we wouldn't realize it then. But when we look at it, when we look back at it, we feel, oh, this looks so beautiful, it looks vibrant, it looks different. So that is where we can add our uniqueness. Every time we can innovate in that. So I love playing with textures and patterns. There are many that I can think of, because in every wedding we try to bring in a concept or idea that has never been done before. So it's a lot of DIY that we do. We experiment in our free time. So we created a beautiful installation with terracotta tavis, where people used to make rotis. We painted them, we hung them, we literally clasped them on a metallic iron rod and made it hang at different levels. So every wedding has a lot of unconventional ideas. I think people in today's time, like especially this season and next season, they're just waiting and rooting to see what is the new big idea that we have for the wedding. Je koiye na joyu hoy, evu kaik. So I think unconventional ideas is the key weapon for every designer. We need to have some tricks in our pocket. So I think that's very important. This is a classic example of hashtag expectation versus reality problem, that with internet we see so many references which are from the Western world, different climatic condition, different light. There are so much that goes into a photo that you see on the net versus what you want in real. So the expectations sometimes go beyond the roof. So when I want them to bring to realities, I show them my actual body of work. I show them real pictures which are not probably edited, or which have real flowers that we're going to source, the kind of installations that we're going to have, the kind of fabrics that we're going to use, so that they also understand, okay, this is what I'm going to get. This is what is going to be there, rather than just having aimless internet images, which probably we are not going to be able to achieve. So it's always better to be informed and have your expectations in line when we are planning it, so that you are happier rather than disappointed.